saved some for my guests. They're much less famous than I am. Speaking of, it's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome our guests. He's so tough, even his lawn knows to stay off the lawn. Fox News contributor Paul Morrow. If you get her pissed, she'll waterboard you with cheesy grits. Co-host of The Bottom Line on Fox Business, David McDowell. He looks like he owns a skateboard shop that sells weed. Comedian Adam Hunter. And just like a heat wave, she gets old men to stay inside and watch TV. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. All right. Before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
It's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week. And as always, it's my first time reading them, so if they suck, we'll staple Joe Mackey to a wall and use his face as a dartboard. The heat wave continues in the East. It's so hot, Nancy Pelosi had to put on her backup face. It's so hot, she had to replace the stick up her ass with an ice pop. It's so hot, Ilhan Omar actually showed some ankle. It's so hot, Maxine Waters replaced her wig with a bag of party ice. And for once, Bill Clinton actually took off his own pants. It's so hot, Jerry Nadler sold the shade under his ass to the highest bidder. It's so hot, he filled his sports bra with Haagen-Dazs. It's so hot, he put a Klondike bar under each testicle. Seriously. It's so hot, Rachel Levine called in the National Guard to fan his nuts. All right. So a new poll has Donald Trump leading Biden in 6 swing states. Joe's so depressed, he actually struck up a conversation with a nearby female. RFK has narrowly missed qualifying for the CNN presidential debate, relieving the Biden campaign, who didn't want the president to have to memorize 2 names. Axios reports the share of double haters, Americans who dislike both presidential candidates. Apparently, there hasn't been this many double haters since Kilmeade filled in on the 5. According to a new study, eating meat gives you a better chance of living to 100, and Americans are terrified this information could fall into the wrong hands. Terrible. A Democratic strategist suggests that Obama, Bill Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer could band together to force Joe Biden to resign. Hillary Clinton added, I could just have him murdered and fed to pigs. The Biden administration is targeting a Mexican drug cartel with sanctions. Well, sounds like someone feels like they're paying too much for cocaine. How do you sanction? Apparently, the arresting officer in the Justin Timberlake DUI case was so young that he didn't even know who Timberlake was. Which is odd until you see the cop. Nationwide insurance has dropped coverage for over 100,000 American pets. The hardest hit, dogs who smoke. A new law in Louisiana requires the 10 Commandments be displayed so students can read them in public schools. Great, now we got to teach them to read, said the teachers. San Francisco is wooing tourists who want to escape the heat, enticing them with their chilly weather. Did someone say chilly? Asked one man. A new study claims that broke women are attracted to men with more feminine features, which explains that homeless lady I saw outside the studio making out with this guy. Polls are showing that Congressman Jamal Bowman of New York is now as much as 17% behind in his re-election bid. Maybe he should sound an alarm. Actor Jussie Smollett is 42 today, which means he's probably 50. On Thursday, hundreds of people spent an entire day doing yoga in Times Square. It coincided with the largest gathering of homeless men masturbating to hundreds of people doing yoga in Times Square. Sad but true. Keep your clothes on, ladies. Finally, a lost watch believed to have been eaten by a cow has turned up 50 years later. No wonder I've been having stomach issues, says one lady. All right. I smell a new segment.
Why you don't hate the media enough.
A young mother is no longer alive, but check out my shirt on the 5. So yesterday on that other fine show, we discussed the rape and murder of Rachel Morin by an illegal immigrant. When you see this list of female victims of crime and the harm done to their families, you got to ask, where is the empathy from the Democrats? Because they always seem, when they're faced with this, to pivot to another story, whether the story is, this is nothing but fear-mongering. True, the crimes we're hearing about now are harrowing and infuriating. And as a human being, you have to feel that. But what if that human happens to be left-wing slime in the media? Well, here's what the editor-in-chief of Mediaite gleaned from our segment on a dead mother. There's a picture of me. Below it, Greg Gutfeld is wearing an Amy Leon Dore t-shirt on Fox News, which is, to say the least, an interesting take, that what I wear somehow trumps the death of a mom. That's what you noticed when faced with real, repeat, successive stories of her horrible tragedy. They wonder, what are you wearing? Funny, I bet this prick wasn't saying, I like Brit Hume's tie when George Floyd was killed. After all, they don't value victims unless they fit our narrative. So they'll have you believe thousands of unarmed black men die at the hands of cops. They'll have you believe thousands of teens kill themselves without access to genital mutilation. But 3 horrendous acts of brutality in a week, and it's, what are you wearing? It's the perfect encapsulation of the bottom-feeding banality of the status-obsessed media. Forget the dead woman, we love your shirt. I guess the media doesn't take these murders seriously because they aren't in a protected class. In fact, they're even less important than people who report on them. Hell, they'll even have a laugh over the tragedy.
Here's the 3 cable networks reporting of this. Was our banner said, soon Biden announces legal protections for undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens. CNN's banner said, Biden announces new protections for some undocumented spouses. Here was Fox's banner, migrant arrested for raping 13-year-old in New York City.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of the problem, right?
Exactly.
Is that you have
That's
a lot
part
of
the
fear-mongering.
Exactly.
What a pair of seriously ugly people. You can take that any way you want. Meanwhile, on Thursday, 2 illegal aliens were arrested over the death of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary in Houston. But maybe Mediaite can address what I'm wearing now that I mentioned her name. In the photo for his X account, the shirt-obsessed hack seems to be wearing stylish sunglasses, which makes me wonder, when he sits and ponders the complete shallowness of his paltry existence, are those Gucci or Tom Ford? Paul,
Sir.
You've been in the police force a long time. This is a strange time we're in, don't you think? Why do you think now, because you're seeing, I think there have been 3 heinous crimes in the last, 8 days, the media pivots away from it or they don't report on it at all?
It's an election year.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's really all it is. Doesn't it feel that
somebody in Washington has made the calculus that there's an acceptable level of human collateral damage in order to have a permanent Democrat majority in the voting, in the electorate. Because this is consistent. And even, we always hear, it's not all of the migrants. Of course it's not. Nobody is saying that. But when you let 20 million people in with no border friction, we don't know who they are, where they are, et cetera, 1% means we've just imported 200,000 criminals. We don't have enough perps of our own.
Yeah.
We got to get them out of Venezuela. It is insanity. And we don't know who they are, and it's going to continue. And the idea that they're focusing on your shirt is a tell.
Yes.
Obviously. So, look, just strap in. All you can do is vote in November, because I don't see how they don't see it. They won't even comment on it. Biden won't even allude to it.
It is incredible to me. In the old days, one crime like this would kill an entire career. But the media now just ignores it, Dagan. What are you wearing?
Rage. On the inside, more on the inside than I'm wearing on the outside. But we've known this about the media forever, and I've said this before. These journalists, if we can call them that, they've always been the most vile cocktail of arrogance and insecurity, like toilet water and turpentine. Like, have a swig of that. And so they only care about those in their own profession and those of their own politics. But driven by their insecurity, they will only say and do things and write about things that cater to those very groups to be accepted. They will never report on the rape of a 13-year-old, the murder of a mother, the murder of a 12-year-old by illegals, because, again, then they wouldn't get invited to a book party where AOC might look their way, or, God forbid, they might get ostracized by Jimmy Kimmel, because that's more important than the murder and rape of women by illegal aliens. That is how disgusting the media is.
Yeah. All right. Adam, I want to ask you who you're wearing, and by who I mean which homeless man you stole your clothes from.
His name was Ross, Dress for Less. It's not just you. Like when Joy Behar covered the story, the media just kept focusing in on her mustache.
Yes.
But it is crazy. It's like as if the O.J. Simpson happened today, and he's running away, and they're just focused on whether the Bronco is a hybrid.
Yes.
It's like they're missing the whole point. By the way, O.J. got cremated recently. He could finally fit in the glove.
Seamlessly done, my friend. Well done. Any more?
That's it for now. No, the border is more open than Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
And
there you go. Kat, what are you wearing?
A dress that Dana Perino didn't want anymore.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
In Fox, women just trade their dresses around, and they all seem to fit, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, I can't borrow shirts
I
from
love
Charles
this dress.
Payne.
I wear it all the time. Well, no. I mean, no one can.
Yes.
But my favorite thing about the tweet is, I guess he was trying to, like, show you, because it was a designer shirt.
Yeah.
So he was trying to be like, oh, like, he's rich. Like,
Yeah.
But you love talking about how rich you are.
Yeah. That was a $60 shirt.
But that's what right. But it's like, what is the point that it goes against your, like, man of the people image? You don't want that image.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Unless it's
not what
rich
you-
people.
Right.
I'm man of the rich people.
exactly. I don't.
That is a great title for a book. Man of the. That's a great title for the book. Man of the, and then you have little rich in red there. Man of
But
the.
I've never heard you be like, I'm just a regular guy. Like,
Yes.
I can barely afford. Like, so then it would maybe make sense. But again, the juxtaposition with the headline with that, still really bad.
Yes.
But if you were talking about anything, I wouldn't understand why you would be upset that people know you're rich. You love that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I love that. I don't want to be kidnapped.
That's also not true.
You know, okay. It has been a fantasy.
That's not what I
of
saw
mine.
in your browser history. Yeah.
By Charles Payne.
Yes, it's called role playing.
I do love the idea that this media person was freeze framing
Yeah.
the show and then staring at your nip
Yeah.
to figure out who the designer was. Because I did that myself at home, alone,
Well,
private.
that happens. I'm used to that sort of thing.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.